Hi, this is Kathy, and I'm going to show you how I make lemon lavender jelly. And it's the kind of jelly that is so delicious. For those who love it, they really, really love it. And it's really easy to make. It's much easier than jam. I found the recipe in a book on, actually it was a magazine on preserves in the Tractor Supply store in Petaluma, which was really a hoot. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I do is I wash my jars. Wash them in the sink, soapy water, and then I go ahead and use my steam canner to boil them in. You need to boil your jars to get out any bad bugs, and I do it for at least 10 minutes. So we're going to show you what boiling jars looks like in case you've never seen it. How's that? Okay, and then we move on to the next step. Now, while my jars are boiling, I'm going to prepare my lemon juice. Now, what it is actually is a 1 1/3 cups of water, which you bring to a boil. Another thing that you need is 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Now, I love this. This is a microplane grater. Works wonderful for zesting, so I do recommend that you use that, but you can use whatever you want. So I'm going to dump in the lemon zest, and you know, actually, in case you didn't know, most of the flavor from lemons is in the zest. It's the oils in the zest. Okay, I'm going to dump in, I dumped in 1 tablespoon of dried lavender buds. I'll turn the water off because it's boiling now. Now, I've already squeezed half a cup of lemon juice, so we need 3/4 of a cup. And I'm using, this is my absolute favorite tool for squeezing lemons. I've had electric ones, they always break. I've had the squeezy, and I don't like that either. So what I have is this old-timey glass one that I picked up at an estate sale. My kind of deal. All right, that's 3/4 of a cup. I'm gonna dump it in. And we're going to let it sit for 20 minutes. It's going to steep and get out all the good flavors. Okay, now we have sat for 20 minutes, steeping all that deliciousness. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour it all through a strainer because we don't want all this stuff. It's jelly, it's not jam. And let it strain out. Do not press on the goodies because you want to have a clear jelly, not a cloudy one. Okay, my tea kettle's whistling, so we're going to go with that for right now. The water is for pouring over the lids. Now, you do not boil the lids. All you want to do, in fact, they used to say you could just pour it over to soften it, which I guess now you don't really need to. But since they have not been sterilized, I'm pouring the hot water over. Okay, so now, onward. I have strained the lemon juice. I'm going to pour it back in the pot, which I have rinsed out. I'm going to get it going, and I'm going to pour in 4½ cups of sugar. And we're going to bring it to a hard rolling boil. And that takes a few minutes, so relax. All right, we're at a full roiling bubble. Would you like to come and see the bubbles? So here we are. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the pectin, and that is going to do a full rolling boil for 1 minute. So you have to use liquid for this recipe. You cannot use the powdered. By the way, I goofed earlier. I said 4½ cups of sugar. It's actually 4 1/4. So you don't want to overdo it. Okay. All right. We've had our 1 minute of boiling on high, and I turned it off. Come take a look. I invite you, my friends, to come look. And all the bubbles are going away. So how awesome is that? So it's going to get nice and flat and bubble-free. Now, I'm going to be ladling into the jars. And I have had in my hot water my funnel. Now, let me show you this funnel. This is the kind you use for canning. You can get it any place where they sell canning supplies. And it sits comfortably on your jar. And then I also had my ladle sitting in the hot water. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just ladle jelly into here. And then I'm not going to show you the excruciating details of all of them, but I do want to show you a really nice tool that you can use, and I use now, to make sure you fill it to the correct level. So take this out, just put it there, and this is what you use, and you stick this right here. And you use, and see, I need a little bit more. It needs to come up to the bottom of the tool.
Where?
Okay? All right, that's good. Okay, they're all filled and ready to go. And what I ended up with was 3 1 cups. Actually, this isn't quite full, and 2 half cups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lids on. You just lay them on gently. There's no muscle needed. And then I'm going to screw on the rings, and then they're going to go into the steam canner. Okay. All right, the jars are going in the steam canner. And as you can see, there's a rack. And they're going to sit on the rack, and then this water's going to come to a boil, and then it'll be steam. Now, I just want to tell you about steam canners. They use less energy, and they use less water, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. It doesn't take nearly as long to get it going. So, and it has been considered safe. So, I like this. You can use a boiler if you want. Okay, steam canner, 10 minutes. I just wanted you to see the steam coming out the side. That's when you know that it's ready. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn, it's been 10 minutes, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to let it sit for 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to take off the lid, and then I'm going to treat you to the sound of sealing jars. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, time to take off the lid. And I'm waiting for the pop, pop, pop. Now, here's another tool that you need to know about. It's a grabber, a jar grabber. So I use pop. Let me know, pop. Pop. All right, so they're popping now. So all I gotta do now is just take them all out, set them on the rack to cool, which will take several hours, and then you have jelly. All right, enjoy.